Hey guys, it's Haig here. In this video, I'm going to make a very long 2018 edition of how to remove malware for free. I made a 2015 version very long time ago on YouTube, and I'm now making a 2018 tutorial on how to remove any piece of malware for free. I hope you can hear me. I have a very poor quality microphone here. Anyhow, so let's get underway. So I'm going to do this over a Windows 10 computer, and I'm going to go over how we can remove any piece of malware. So I'm going to actually take this as a long video and go over all the steps that we can take at removing malware. So I purposely infected this with some common stuff, and I'm going to show you how we can actually remove this off the computer for free and any other malware that we have. So, as you know from my other videos, the preferred software that I like to use is Hitman Pro, Malwarebytes anti-malware, Atw Cleaner, and junkware removal tool. There are the tools of the trade, so to speak, when you come to remove a malware. They work the best over the years that I've dealt with this. So, in this video we're going to be taking a look at how we can clean a heavily infected Windows 10 computer, or any computer that you may have that is infected with malware. Alright, so we got some potentially unwanted programs that you can see right here. We're going to get rid of those in this video as well. It's a common thing that we see. And let's get underway. So the first thing you want to do when working with malware is we want to make sure we get a good boot configuration as clean as possible. So all the startup programs that we may have running, we want to terminate right away. So if you come down to your desktop and you want to right click here, this will give you a task manager option down here by right clicking on an open space. That will pull up your task manager. Alright, in here we're going to go down to a startup tab right here, and in here we're going to find all kinds of processes in here, and we're going to, our programs, I'll just make this bigger, and what we're going to do is we're going to shut them all down, because if there's anything like malware in here, chances are it's running when Windows starts, so auto starts. By shutting these all off, you're going to disable anything that's running when Windows starts that might be malicious. So turn them all off to disable. All the ones that are on enabled, turn them to the disabled state to every single thing you see, because if there is malware that's running when Windows starts, that's going to shut down that from auto starting on you. That way when we reboot the machine, we can run some scans and actually have a great chance at removing them. So we're just going to go ahead and do it for all these processes, because I do got quite a bit of malware on here. So once you've actually ticked all of them and shut them all off, we're now ready to run look at some services that may be running when Windows starts too, because sometimes malware can run as a service. So if you hit the Windows key and you hit R, that's going to pull up a run box, and what we're going to do is we're going to write in to the run box msc config. In here we're going to find a place called services and click on it, and in here we're going to tick hide all Microsoft services and tick on that, and you're going to shut the non-Microsoft services if they look malicious. If it's something like Google Corporation or Malwarebytes or your security software, don't undo this, because you're going to want your security software to run. But if you notice a dodgy service in here, just stop that from running by unticking it and then clicking apply, because chances are if it's a weird name, it's malware related, and you won't want that running when Windows starts. Alright, so just be in mind what kind of services you may have running. Alright, so now you can go ahead and close out of that, and we're going to restart the computer, and we're going to go on to the next steps of how to remove malware. Alright, so now that we've done that, we're basically configured a clean boot solution when it boots up with no programs running in the background, and we're ready to get in and remove whatever's on the computer. So we're just going to reboot the computer here. This video may not be that long because I got a faster computer than I did in 2015, so I should be able to make this video pretty fast for most users. Alright, so the next step in dealing with malware removal is, part of it has to do with removing software that you have on the computer too, not just the malware. You want to remove software because sometimes you can uninstall potentially unwanted programs, such as what I got here, like by using the uninstall feature. So in Windows 10, if you look under the start menu down here, we can do a search here for uninstall. Or add and remove programs. Actually, if you do a search for that, this is going to pull up all the programs and apps that are on your computer. You can find which ones you don't want no more, especially this Geyser. It's a potentially unwanted program or softwares that you don't want, and uninstall them all off this system. By uninstalling these type of softwares, you're helping your computer, because if it's malware and you see any programs like PUPs in here, such as that one, you can go ahead and remove them. So just look for any weird software that you're not recognizing that's probably malware. So here's a potentially unwanted program. I'm just going to uninstall it using this, and we're just getting rid of some potentially unwanted programs here, and even TuneUp Pro. We're going to uninstall that too, because that's another potentially unwanted software. And it's going to say that I want to uninstall it all. So we're just uninstalling those programs here now. So you can go ahead and look what programs that you don't need and attempt to uninstall them. If you see an unwanted software in here, just remove that, because sometimes you have this unwanted software and it's not just really malware. Sometimes it's unwanted software that you want to remove too. So just be in mind, have around in there and remove some software. Next step in malware removal is pull up your browser. Chances are, if you can't get to Google because you're infected, you want to come up to the top here in Google, come down to settings, and you want to come down. When you come into settings, you want to find Open Pacific Pages, set of pages, and click Add New Page. Under the startup section here, you're going to see Add New Page. Just write www.google.com and then click on Add. And when you do that, that will set your home page for Google. So if there was any malware that changed your home page, it should be back to Google by then. So we're just going to run the Google Chrome, and you can see here that I got Google as my home page, what we want. And if you're having pop-ups, you may have malware extensions. So to check for malware extensions, you're going to click up here again. You're going to come down to more tools. Then you're going to find extensions, and you're going to uninstall any extensions in here in Google Chrome that you don't recognize. Now you may use Microsoft Edge if you're running on Windows 10, or it may be an Internet Explorer. So you would have to look into if there's any add-ons added by malware on those browsers. But this is for Google Chrome, and most people use it. So if you see any extensions here in Google Chrome that you don't recognize, chances are it's malware. These ones are not, because I've actually put them in there because they're part of Google. But if you see any dodgy extensions, just click on the recycling icon here and delete the extensions, because some of them can be leading to pop-ups and ads and stuff that you don't want. So you want to make sure you're uninstalling extensions that you don't recognize or look dodgy, because it's part of removing malware is uninstalling browser extensions, because they can lead to pop-ups and stuff if you got some nasty ones installed there. Alright, so now that we've cleaned up the browser a bit, hopefully you can get onto Google. And at this stage, if you're so infected, I have another video on how to remove malware off a heavily infected computer. If you can't even get onto the Google right now, and nothing's running for you, then check out that video instead. Alright, so if you can get onto Google, we need to download some softwares here. We're going to download Malwarebytes Anti-Malware, Atw Cleaner, Junkware Removal 2, and Hitman Pro. All these softwares are freely available in the description box of the video, so please remember to go to the description box and download them. I'm actually not going to show you how to browse to the site and download them. It's pretty simple. You're just going to visit the link in the description box to download all these. So we're going to first start off by running Malwarebytes. So when Malwarebytes runs, we're just going to click scan, and that's going to go ahead and scan for malware off on the computer. And hopefully we find something that we can remove, and we've already found a few threats here. Alright, so when Malwarebytes does its scan and it's done, the way you use this program is you're going to click quarantine selected here. It's going to say that the computer needs to restart to complete the removal process. So you're just going to click on yes and let your computer restart to complete the removal process of whatever malware it detected. And it's going to complete the removal process on a restart. And then we're going to run Hitman Pro. We're going to run 3 or 4 different softwares to make sure that if there's any malware on here that we cleaned it all up as best we could. Alright, so Malwarebytes was just ran. Next we're going to run a software called Hitman Pro. You can get this as well. The link for all of these softwares are in the description box, so just download them and scan your system with them. So now here comes Hitman Pro. You're going to have a go with scanning the computer with Hitman Pro, and it will get rid of the tracking cookies that you may have, as you can see too. We're just letting Hitman Pro do a scan, and it's just about finishing up here. Alright, so I'm just going to click next, and we'll let Hitman Pro remove what it's found. It may ask you to restart the computer if you're heavily infected. So now that I've ran Hitman Pro, I'm now going to run another software called Junkware Removal Tool next. Just going to wait for that to close. So next software we'll run is Junkware Removal Tool. I have the link for that in the description box. When you run that, you're just going to click any key to continue. It's going to go ahead and scan processes, startup items, and services for any malware that may be present on the system. And as you can see with malware removal, it's just about running these different softwares and detecting whatever you have. Junkware Removal Tool is running now, so it's going to go ahead and find if it can find anything else that's left behind. Now your computer may not be as good as mine, so it may take you 10 times longer to do what I'm doing. I have a very, very good computer, so I can whiz through these type of scans in seconds. And most computers, it'll probably take 30 minutes to run some of these scans, so don't be surprised if it's taken you ages to do these scans, because you have to realize that how good my system is compared to most people. It has an SSD drive for one, so it can run tasks very fast. And I'm just finishing off a scan with Junkware Removal Tool. So you do have to be patient when these type of softwares run and scan your computer. It's not going to be as fast as I'm doing it in this video. I just have a really good computer. Alright, so once that's done, it's going to find and tell you what it's removed and deleted. It didn't find anything because I've already cleaned up most of the malware on here. Alright, and the last one you're going to run is Atw Cleaner. I'm going to also have the link for this one in the description box. Download Atw Cleaner. Here you're going to click scan, and you're going to have a go at scanning the system with Atw Cleaner too. And once we run the Atw Cleaner, most of the malware should be off the machine by this point if you've done my steps correctly. And Atw Cleaner will find anything else that you may have. And one more thing, if you're infected with malware and you're having system problems, do check out the Windows 1 all-in-one repair tool. I made a video of that. The link for that's in the description box. Maybe you got a corrupted operating system after. I've also have numerous videos on how to fix Windows that are corrupted. So if your computer is corrupted after removing a bunch of malware, don't worry. Check some of my other videos out in my channel about how to recover your operating system in the worst case scenario. But if not, I mean, hopefully at this point you've got your malware infections under control. So Atw Cleaner is just telling me what it's found. And all I have to do here is to click on clean, and that's going to go ahead and it's going to it's going to go ahead and reboot my system again and remove some more stuff that it's found. And at that point we should be pretty much cleaned of any malware on the computer. I do want to let you know, if you guys need more assistance at malware removal, I offer malware removal and computer tune-up. The charge here is $25 for 1 hour, then it's $50 for unlimited hours. So if you guys got malware or need a computer tuned up and just cleaned up, follow along on my video. Right now that we've removed all the malware, it's real important to do some things like run something like Ccleaner to kind of optimize Windows. So if you go to your browser at this point, we're going to just download a program called Ccleaner. I don't know why I don't even have it, but I normally use it all the time. We're just going to go to the website. We'll get the free version of Ccleaner. Alright. We'll get the free version here. And just install Ccleaner on your computer and run it, because it will help with performance too. So we're just running the download here for Ccleaner. Alright. Install Ccleaner and do a scan here. We're going to just do a few scans just because we were working with malware. So we'll run Ccleaner and have a go at that. Ccleaner is free. The link for this is in the description box. You're just going to click Run Cleaner. That's going to do some scans and it's going to remove some stuff off the hard drive. After you just have to click Scan, and it's going to say it's going to remove files off your PC. Just click OK. It's just junk files. Come down to the registry after you've done a clean, and then click on Scan for issues, and then it's going to find any registry issues maybe that you may have on the system as well, and that's going to go ahead and attempt to remove any registry issues that you may have. So we're just going to let that run, and we're going to click Fix Selected, and then it's going to ask to back it up. You don't have to do it. You're just going to click Fix All Selected Issues here, and let that just fix all any registry issues that you may have. And there you go. That's Ccleaner ran. Another thing you can do is do a disk cleanup by looking at the search box down here. Move your mouse down here and write disk cleanup, and that will blow up your disk cleanup utility. You can click on your disk cleanup utility and run a disk cleanup too after, just so you can optimize your hard drive so it's nice and fast again, because you've removed a bunch of malware. Keep in mind, disk cleanup may take ages for you because your computer might be very, compared to mine, it may have so much stuff on it that it'll take 30 minutes to run that disk cleanup. Don't be surprised if it does. It happens a lot. So now that you're on disk cleanup, we're now pretty much got this computer that was infected under control. The last thing we want to do is we want to make sure Windows Defender is running on Windows 10. So the best way to do that is write Windows Defender in here, and we'll open up Windows Defender, and you can see because the malware, it shut Windows Defender off. So I'm just going to turn it on. And Windows Defender is being turned on right now. So, and I'm also going to turn on browser control. Anything that's been turned off, I'm just turning on because malware may have disabled some of my security. So I'm turning that one on. Alright, so it's all lighted up green, and we can exit out of that. One more thing you can do is if you search in your start menu, search Windows Updates, and check for Windows Updates right away, just in case there's been, if you had malware, sometimes it will disable Windows Updates. So you want to just do a check for Windows Updates, see if there's any updates available for the OS. Again, how I got there is right in Windows Updates. Just do a search here for Windows Update, and it will come up. Check for updates, click on that, and then just install the latest version of Windows Updates. If you install more updates, it actually patches the system from malware, so it does actually help you stay more secure. And then at this point, just update your antivirus software, make sure everything's running, and at that point you should have freed up the malware on your computer. If you enjoyed my video, remember to comment, rate, and subscribe. If you need my help, contact me on Facebook. I offer remote malware removal and computer tune-up. The charge is $25 for an hour, then $50 for unlimited time. And also, if you still are infected and you're having issues, check out my other malware removal videos, and even how to remove malware off a heavily infected computer if you couldn't follow along on this one. I have several videos out on how to remove malware. This is not my only one. This is just my 2018 version, the newest one, running on Windows 10 on the newest OS. So I hope this video was helpful for you and you've removed malware that you may have had. If you remember, and remember to comment, rate, and subscribe.